Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy and welcome to the 2020-21 FIA Nations season on Gran Turismo Sport. Tonight it is race 9 at Le Mans and we are in the Group C cars. Love these cars, so stick around, check out the action. If you could be so kind as to hit the like and or subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Jumping straight away into the lobby, I am still ranked B. I'm at about 25,000 DR ranking points. That puts me at a lucky number 7 in the lobby, so I'm liking my odds already. So let's jump into qualifying here as I come around the final set of chicanes before the start-finish line. Just trying to get a good spot on the grid, hopefully somewhere in the top 5. A little higher ranked in this lobby. I'm not sure where everyone else is. So come across the line with the 328.44. Pretty happy with that. And as the qualifying goes on, I had sat in pole for quite some time, but at the very end, Babarkas there takes pole away from me. But hey, that's all right. P2 to start the race, not terrible at all. Very happy with that. And before we get started in the race, everyone that has watched the videos and have liked and subscribed to the channel, or liked videos and subscribed to the channel, or I don't know, even if you just watch the videos, I appreciate all the support. I don't do this as some people do it for like a second job or whatever. I do it out of the enjoyment of just putting these videos together. I just think it's fun. So I'm glad that there's some people out there that appreciate it. Again, thanks for supporting the channel. Hopefully they'll get better as time goes on. So yeah, just want to give everyone a big thank you out there that support the channel and watch the videos. All right, on to the starting grid here. We got in first place Babarkas with a 323.29 in the Porsche. In second place myself with a 328.44 in the Mazda. And then we've got a Merc. So 3 different cars in the top 3. Paceman with a 321.391, and then another Mazda with Kelso with a 322.648. And rounding out the top 5, another Mazda, Sam White, also with a 322.851. Strategies, pretty simple. You have a choice between soft and medium tires. We have 8 laps. Most everyone is changing them over at the split at 4 laps, and you can either start on mediums or start on softs, whichever tickles your fancy. Lights light up. It is time to go. I am on the softs, taking off traction control on 1, and I get a nice dig out of the starting gates. Bottas, pay attention. That is how you put Hamilton behind you at the start. You just got to watch Greddy more often. All right, so heading down into turn 1, I make it without getting touched by anyone. P2 there goes wide, so Babarkas goes a little wide in T1. So let's take another look at this at the start of the race. It's a drag race down the beginning straight towards the turn 1 that's been so detrimental here at Le Mans. I get through there unscathed, and as you'll see, cars will begin to start to fly off the track, hit each other, spin out. Penalties will be gathered. As you can see, P2 gets a little loose there. Actually, that might have been P3. And I just kind of break away from the pack. So jumping on board with me, you can see I've already got a 1.8 second lead. If you look up in the upper left-hand corner there, you'll see that time gap between me and P2. Feeling really excited here at the start of the race. So I noticed that at the end of qualifying, Babarkas had mentioned something that I paid attention to. So as we look back at the rest of the field, you'll see the penalties begin to show up above everyone's heads there. Second, half a second, another half second, another half second. Half seconds for lots of folks. That's going to bode well for yours truly, as they are all going to have to serve these penalties coming out of the first chicane. As they head in there, slowing it down, we got a little group of folks that just came in a little too hot there. 4 people off into the shadow realm. That's not going to be good. They're going to get a reset. So everyone serves their penalties, which, like I said, bodes well for yours truly. As you can see there, I've got now a 6.6 second gap back on the field. Now, this is good for me because the guy who was in P2 was about a second and a half behind. He qualified a half second in front of me and got a penalty, which means he was probably about a second and a half faster than me on raw pace in that Porsche. So I knew that I saw him going to the pits, and I knew that he was starting on medium tires before the race because he went to the pits and put his car on mediums. And I said, aha, so he's going to start on medium. So that's one of the reasons why I got such a good jump on him at the start. And so I figured that I needed to put about a 12-second gap on him because the mediums are about 2 seconds slower a lap than the softs here at Le Mans. So 3.5 times 4, which will be the second stint, comes around 12 to 15 seconds a gap that I needed to put on P2. So here we are riding along with the group behind me. Now, he started on the mediums, was put him back in this pack, and he has been battling with them this whole time. And he finally makes his way around that wall of Mazdas and is able to now finally set his sights on yours truly, Geauxgreddy. But how much time did that cost him starting on the mediums? Before lap 1 is over, that cost him about 8 seconds. So instead of getting that good start and me and him kind of going through turn 1 side by side, he ends up falling back in the pack, getting held up there, and he falls back 8 full seconds. So all I need to do is put another 4 seconds on him to get that gap that I'm really looking for at the 4-lap split. The question is, can I do it? Because the guy is pretty quick, and I'm not particularly good at Le Mans. I love these cars. I love the way they sound, the way they feel, the way they handle, and I like the track. I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of a cross between Spa and Monza, maybe. And I like Spa and I like Monza, so I don't dislike this track. I'm just not very fast here, so I'm just doing my best to put a gap on this guy. As you see, he makes another mistake there on lap number 2. So compounding those errors, adding them up, just keeps letting me stay out front. He gets a half-second penalty as well. As you can see, me going here into the first chicane, just getting on the brakes nice and low. Went a little bit deep there, just trying not to make any mistakes. I was convincing myself to just drive within myself here. As you can see now, he's going to have to serve that penalty as he's going to come out of this chicane. It's going to give an opportunity for the P3 driver to make a move on him here. As you can see, he's passing him right here. So again, he's going to have to deal with that traffic again. And again, that just holds him back. It's just costing him more time. And it's allowing me to, just keep gaining a little more and more time on him for when he switches back to those soft tires. So riding along with me, going down through the second chicane, get on the brakes nicely there, hit that apex, on the gas just a hair late. Because sometimes I like to be in third gear coming out of there, and I know the fast guys are usually in third gear, but they usually hold that corner a little quicker than I do. But still, I got a 10-second gap, just a couple seconds shy of where I want to be to be comfortable with the second half of this race, when I know he's going to be coming in hot on those soft tires with a light car, because we're going to be burning all this fuel during those first 4 laps. And he's going to come out with those soft tires, and he's going to, like I said, he's going to have that light car and probably will be in clean air. So I know that I've got my work cut out for me. And all I can do is just try to run a mistake-free race and not overdrive the car, because I found here at Le Mans, if you overdrive the car, you lost time. So as we were heading towards that halfway point, I've got about a 10-second lead. I wasn't able to put any more time on him here on this 4th lap as the softs start to die off and the mediums kind of find their pace there. Unable to do that. So this very difficult chicane going into the pit, again, very cautious through there. I didn't go slow, but I was certain not to lose control of the car. I've done it before coming into that pit in Le Mans where you just lose control and hit the walls, and it's a total nightmare. So I make it through there without a problem. Pit crew comes in, they throw on my softs. As you can see, P2 came in on the mediums. Everyone else is switching from the softs over to the mediums. Another driver comes in on mediums. We had 2 drivers who were in that top 6-ish that were on medium tires, switching to softs. Now, what you're going to notice here is I come out of the pit, Kelso stayed out an extra lap on those soft tires. So what you have is a 4.5 second gap. I looked up there and I saw that 4.5 seconds. Like, what the heck? I was like, oh, it's like, it's Kelso. He stayed out an extra lap. So maybe good for me in that he could hold up the gentleman who started in P1 could be bad for me because Kelso could give him the slipstream, which may help him out. So as you see there, I had about, like I said, about a 5.5, almost 6 second gap there. As you can see here, where P3, that our pole position racer there in that Porsche, is now catching Kelso as they head through the Porsche curves. He is really running him down here. And what you're going to see is he's going to almost make a move on him, but he thinks better of it. You'll see it right here as they come out the Porsche curves, kind of goes around the outside, kind of peeks, thinking about it, and he's like, no, I can't do it there. And then he has to get on his brakes there in the last corner, heading down towards the first chicane. Now, Kelso, and you can see it looked like almost even made contact rather. Kelso's going to dive into the pits here, and the P2 driver continues on. Now, as I head through the chicane, I was able to add another 2 seconds to that time that I had on Kelso on this lap. So with the medium tires, I was able to extend this lead to 7. Now, we're on lap 6 here. So you got 6, 7, and 8. That's 3 laps left. I want about a 3.5 second gap per lap. That's about 9 to 10.5 seconds. So again, I'm behind schedule. I'm about 2 seconds behind of where I really want to be. To hold off what I know is going to be a hard charging Barbacas here. And I mean, you will see it as this race goes on. He's just eating away at that clock, but I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm just going to keep my head down. I'm going to keep trying to hit my apexes and not do anything stupid that's going to cost me time. A good example of that, we're heading into Indianapolis, followed by Arnage here. I come through here, plant the car nicely, get on the gas, power out. I'm going to brake here before Arnage, just get onto that apex really nice. Only a 1.5 seconds in front of P2 as he is charging hard. But then if you watch that delta, it starts to increase here pretty dramatically. And if we jump on board with the Porsche, what you're going to see here is he had made a mistake, got a 0.5 second penalty. Gets on the brakes here, comes around the corner, accelerates out, spins the tires up a little bit, but then has to serve that penalty. Costs him at least a second in time right there with only about 1.25 laps to go. Back on board with me, 1.8 seconds as that section that we went through not too long ago was the good section for the Porsche. Lots of curves in it. Heading onto the straight, this is where the Mazda shines. I can get up to about 225 on this straight. The Porsche only about 220. So this is where I just got to hold them off, as these 2 straights in between the chicanes are before and after the chicanes. Actually, probably 3 straights, really. Yeah, 3 straights. So get on the brakes nicely there. Come out 1.3 seconds as we're in the middle straight before the second chicane. You can see he's right there, not far behind. I can see him in the rearview mirror, but I'm going to ignore him. I had to ignore him. I said, I'm just going to hit my brake markers and just let whatever happens, happen. So, again, hit my brake marker there right before that 100 board. Get down to the inside nicely. Ease it into second. Just roll back up on that throttle. Don't want to blow out the rear end as I'm coming out the other side. I don't want to use third because I'm afraid it's not going to have enough juice, as he is now within 1.5 seconds as we head towards the Mulsanne corner here. At the end of the Mulsanne straight, again, got to be careful not to brake too late. Missed that apex. I hit that apex nicely. Come out, get the power down. As you can see, he goes a little wide, gets off the road off to the left there in the OPR, other people's rubber, all that crap that's down there on that left side is all over his tires. You don't want that on your tires on this last lap. 1.3 seconds. Heading into Indianapolis, getting on the brakes there. Turning it in, took it just a tiny bit hot there, but we're still good. Down to 1.2 seconds. Get on the brakes again. Again, my medium tires are starting to suffer a little bit. The brakes aren't quite holding like they were before, but I still had a decent exit out of the corner. Getting on the gas and counting on that Mazda to pull me through as we head towards the Porsche curves. This is where his car shines with only a 1.1 second gap. Get on the brakes, get down to that inside, almost on that curb. You just barely touch it. Keep it pinned to the floor. Go through the double left-hander here. And gonna throw it down into third gear and just hug the inside. Now he's down within 0.6 seconds. Throw it to the left. One last little straight before the double chicane here, and he's within 0.4. Can he throw it down the inside of me right before the chicanes? I get on the brakes hard, throw it into the chicane. He's right on my bumper. I get back on the gas, set it up for the second chicane, hit my apexes, so he can't do anything. There's nowhere for him to go. I come out the other side in the lead, take the victory. First win at Le Mans for the FIA. Super pumped about it. Loved it. Took the Mazda from P2 out to the lead and held it for all 8 laps. Proud of myself for just racing within myself. Took the victory. Didn't kill it with the Nations points or anything like that, but I did pick up 1,500 DR, so I'm getting really close to that A category and just excited to get the win. Didn't go again, as all those penalties and those people hitting each other scared me to death, so I took my win and ran. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, hope you enjoyed the race. If you did, please hit the like and or smash that subscribe. Come back and check out some more videos. Hopefully we'll see you soon. For myself, Geauxgreddy, y'all have a great evening. DJ Clean, take us out of here.